World News headlines for December 7, 2023. Israel intensifies airstrikes in Gaza. UN says safe zones impossible. Ukraine admits high risk of defeat in conflict with Russia. US to begin imposing sanctions on Israeli settlers in West Bank. France sanctions Hamas leader. Israel besieges largest Gaza refugee camp. US says Houthis may not have intended to target US warship. Israel intensifies airstrikes in Gaza. UN says safe zones impossible. The Israeli military intensified its airstrikes in the Gaza Strip on Thursday, killing at least 11 Palestinians and wounding dozens more. The airstrikes were in retaliation for a series of rocket attacks by the Palestinian militant group, Hamas. The United Nations said it was impossible to establish safe zones in Gaza to protect civilians from the fighting. The UN said that more than 200,000 people had been displaced from their homes by the violence. Ukraine admits high risk of defeat in conflict with Russia. A top Ukrainian official has admitted that there is a high risk of defeat in the conflict with Russia. Alexei Reznikov, the Ukrainian defense minister, said that the country needs more military assistance from the West to be able to hold off the Russian advance. Reznikov said that Ukraine is currently losing around 100 soldiers a day. He said that the country needs more artillery, anti-tank weapons, and air defense systems. U.S. to begin imposing sanctions on Israeli settlers in West Bank. The United States is set to begin imposing sanctions on Israeli settlers in the West Bank. The sanctions will target settlers who are involved in violence or who are building illegal settlements. The move is a significant shift in U.S. policy towards Israel. The Biden administration has previously been reluctant to impose sanctions on Israel, fearing that it would harm the relationship between the two countries. France sanctions Hamas leader. Israel besieges largest Gaza refugee camp. France has imposed sanctions on the leader of the Palestinian militant group Hamas. The sanctions target Ismail Haniyeh, who is the head of Hamas political bureau. Israel has also besieged the largest refugee camp in Gaza, Shati. The siege is in retaliation for rocket attacks by Hamas. U.S. says Houthis may not have intended to target U.S. warship. The United States says that it is possible that the Houthi rebels in Yemen did not intend to target a U.S. warship with a missile earlier this week. The missile missed the warship by about 60 miles. The U.S. says that the Houthis may have been aiming for a nearby Saudi Arabian oil refinery. The Houthis have been fighting a civil war in Yemen for years.